Stand in the center of Kuala Lumpur, and you are surrounded by the architecture of a developed global metropolis. But a few hundred miles east, the concrete grid gives way to rocky peaks, pushing thousands of feet into the clouds. The South China Sea physically slices the country into two separate halves: Peninsular Malaysia, attached to the Asian mainland, and East Malaysia, on the island of Borneo. This territory contains rainforests estimated to be 130 million years old, sheltering roughly 20% of the known animal species on Earth. Within this geography lives a population composed of ethnic Malays, distinct indigenous tribes, and significant communities of Chinese and Indian descent. Managing a territory that is sliced by an ocean and divided by dozens of cultures requires a specific form of political engineering to remain stable. The population clusters into three main pillars: Bumiputera at 70.5%, Chinese at 22.9%, and Indian at 6.6%. The term Bumiputera means sons of the soil. This legal classification combines the ethnic Malay Muslim majority with the nation's non-Malay indigenous tribes. Those indigenous groups, such as the Dayak, have inhabited the rivers and forests of East Malaysia for centuries, maintaining their own languages and musical traditions. The Chinese and Indian populations arrived through a mix of ancient trade networks and colonial labor demands during the 19th and 20th centuries. Decades of overlapping daily life forced these communities to blend their languages, cuisines, and habits into a shared national identity. This system is a federal constitutional elective monarchy. The head of state is the king. Instead of inheriting the throne for life, 9 regional royal families rotate the position, electing a new monarch from among themselves every 5 years. These are the rulers representing royal Malay bloodlines, seated together to manage the transition of ceremonial power. While the monarch serves as the ceremonial head of state, the actual legislation and governance are driven by a prime minister and a parliamentary system. Balancing ancient royal houses with modern elections ensures that power cycles between regions, preventing any single faction from holding permanent authority. Before independence, the economy was built to extract commodities. Manual labor operations pulled thousands of tons of tin out of the ground each year. Alongside the mines, vast estates were dedicated to harvesting and processing rubber for export. This graph tracks the post-independence shift in the economy. The government pivoted from raw material extraction toward high-tech manufacturing and Islamic banking services. Today, a workforce of millions monitors automated machinery, producing microchips and electronics for the global market. This engine relies on geography. The country borders the Strait of Malacca, a stretch of ocean that handles 40% of all global trade. By utilizing maritime access and expanding the manufacturing base, the country became the 23rd largest exporter on the planet. The system faces friction. Ongoing debates regarding racial politics and the wealth gap between the urban peninsula and rural Borneo remain central challenges. To navigate these divisions, the state relies on the national motto, Bersekutu Bertambah Mutu, or Unity is Strength. Islam is the official religion of the Federation, and its practices serve as a cultural anchor for over 60% of the population. Yet the Constitution protects religious freedom, permitting massive Hindu celebrations to take place at sites like the Batu Caves. Simultaneously, markets across the country are decorated for traditional Chinese festivities. In East Malaysia, indigenous groups publicly observe ancient harvest traditions as part of the national calendar. Malaysia functions as a state where diversity serves as a structural element of its development. Through this synthesis, it maintains a unified, modern identity across a fractured geography.